of metal, that is, the people, you, me, and everybody else in between when it comes to metal music, which we are the voice of metal, the family of metal itself. Hopefully, you guys are doing well. I know I am doing really awesome. I kind of wanted to start off by saying one, thanks again for all the subscribes, the likes, and the follows. I appreciate it because that means a lot to me. Second of all, my topic tonight is a little bit different, a little bit more interesting than usual. It's going to be kind of based off a movie. Hold on, sorry, I got some on my screen. Um, on my screen that a movie. Sorry, I hate when that happens. A movie that I just saw just recently, and it turned out to be really, really awesome. And I thought I would maybe do a playlist based kind of on that a little bit. It's called Good Luck. No, Good Luck. Now I forgot. I forgot the name. God. Anyway, good luck. Some don't die. That's the last part. I know that, but much. If I think of it, I'll let you know. It always forgets. I always forget that one. That was like really difficult. But anyway, moving on. Um, if you think you've heard anything, death metal has everything that you've heard. If you think you've heard everything death metal has to offer, your face you haven't faced Orichalcum. I can't say it. Hailing from the deep underground of Chile, these guys don't just play riffs; they summon storms. Their 2026 track hybrid Divias, I think is how you say it, is a masterclass in what we call the disturbing order that's fast, it's ugly, and it sounds like the ground opening up beneath your feet while everyone else is trying to sound wait a minute trying to sound polished. Orichalcum stays in the dirt, keeps the old school spirit alive with a modern aggressive edge that is absolutely suffocating. Sorry. The verdict: if you worship the altar of Morbid Angel, but you want something that hits like a freight train in 2026, Orichalcum is your new obsession. Go follow them, buy their merch, support their South American scene. Um, I don't know. It'd be interesting to find out what they're about. I hope I said that right. If you want to make sure that I did it right, it's Oraculum. Okay, that's one of the songs on the list tonight that we have just waiting for you to explore and to how you say experience. Let me give me 1 second here. Oops, wait a minute here. I got screwed up here. It's supposed to be. I was trying to do that. They've changed everything on the top. On the messages, I want to make sure I got all the messages so that way I can see everybody's message. I hate when they have certain ones, top priority and stuff. But anyway, even the ones that don't seem to be pretty nice and stuff like that. So I'm hoping you guys are all going to behave. Um, okay. Pre-motion. Pre-motivation. Make sure I said that. And this song is. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. No, that's pre-motivation is the actual song. Insomnia is the actual band itself. Oh, here we go. Sorry. This track sets the atmospheric dread. It's all about the cold sweat moment when you realize the path ahead is fixed. Literally, it deals with the psychological weight of knowing a disaster is coming out, helplessly being the only one who sees it. Which kind of reminds me of the character that's at the very beginning, that nobody knows what's going to happen, but he does because he's from the future. And I'm not going to say a whole lot about the movie, but he's been there a few times before, which that doesn't give away a lot on the movie itself, but you'll understand when you see it. It's really good. Number 19 is Death of Defiant. I can't. Oh, I hate when I can't say it. Deceit. It's Heretic. It's an underground pick. That's one of the ones that are not as well known. It's 2026 standout. This song is an attack on human ex, ex God existentialism. You know what I mean. It describes a world where we are no longer in control of our own organic existence, overruled by our masters, societal and cosmic, who dictate our every move. And this is a sonic equivalent of fighting a machine that already knows your next move, which is Heretic. I think that's what it is. Um, Victim of Fate from Halloween. In the 1980s speed metal classic, it's a literal story of a man cursed by destiny. The lyrics follow a protagonist who realizes he is a spawn in the game, screaming against a future that was written before he was even born. Hello, everybody. How's it going? How are you doing? You guys doing okay? Oh, we are talking about the one movie. It's kind of like a topic of songs that relate to the new movie that just came out. Um, have you know? I forgot the name of the movie. God, I hate that. I should have wrote it down. Some have fun, don't die. I'm sure you guys know what it is. It's the one where he has looks like he's got wires coming out of his head and everything because he's all wired up with stuff. It's basically kind of a guy from the future that comes back to the past to save the world, so to speak. That's all I can say. That's all. That's the premise of the movie. It's kind of cool, really cool. But anyway, um, number 17 is Omen, a dark orbit culture. Dark orbit culture. Sorry, not dark orbit. It's orbit culture. Orbit culture specialize in discomfort. Omen is about suffering the grip of what you are trapped in a pattern that no longer fits, and you have to kill your current self to survive its violent rebirth. What's that? Hello, I am a dolphin trainer from North Dakota. I have a question about squid and or be more calm. Maybe play some metal music. Right? Are being weird. You need something that they like. I think music would help. I really do. Even if it's not metal, even if it's just regular music, if they like music, I don't know the vibrations. Maybe they might like that. I don't know. Do squids hear sounds like that? Who knows? I have no idea. To be honest, is a manta ray a mollusk? I don't think that is. I don't think that is. Ah, I didn't know. No, I don't know. That might be interesting to try to see. Who knows, right? Are you being serious with me or what? Because it sounds kind of a little kind of fishy to me. Anyway, sorry, I couldn't help myself on that one. 16, the heaviest matter of the universe from Gojira. This song uses physics of black holes as a metaphor for the weight of existence, and it's about the crushing pressure of reality and the internal strength required to not be collapsed by the sheer mass of the design. Interesting. I don't know about that, but who knows? The Fate of the World from Ultraviolet, which actually Ultraviolence. I think I've heard of this band before. Pure thrash aggression. It views the design of the global scale of humanity. It seems to be programmed for self-destruction and the individual frantic race to outrun the fallout. Which hearing some of the stuff in the movie kind of reminds me of that a little bit of the dark boards. Oh, dartboards. How do we solve world hunger? Okay, I think you lost me on that one. Let's see here. Sting. Number 14, the stigma bleeds. Afraid to Die. This is an underground. Afraid to Die is the band. Its 2025 release uses religious image, imagery. God, that sucks. To represent the growth throughout the wounding, it's about using the pain of your past deaths to gain a higher form of vision, literally seeing the future through the holes in your hands. I think a lot of people subscribe just to see how much I mess up because it is live, so it's one of those things. I am a fan of dartboards. Oh yeah, we already. I sorry saw that. Okay, I just want to make sure you didn't have a new message just in case. Prophecy is number 13 from Soulfly. Max Cavalera takes his takes on Destiny. It's about the power of the visionary, someone who sees the tribal primal future and prepares for war that others don't know is yet coming. Which that is really cool. Prophecy. I like that. Escape from Metallica, the ultimate anthem of nonconformity. It's about refusing to live in the cage society or fate has built for you. This is it's the sound of someone breaking the glass or running into the unknown. So escape. I don't remember if I know that song. I wonder if that's off the latest. No, it's not the latest album. Maybe the last one before that. It's interesting. I might have to look that one up because I don't remember if I know that one. Which I know quite a few Metallica songs. Dead by Design, Machine Head, Rob Flynn's exploration of the systematic failure. It's about being born into the grave and realizing the social and political designs around us are built to ensure our failure and the rage required to smash that blueprint, which is crazy. What's that? I'm not sure what you mean by that one. I'm sorry. It sounds like a good song from Machine Head or Escape or Prophecy. Yeah, I think they're all really good. Necro Place, The Worm is the name of the group. It's a fairly not as well known band. From their 2026 masterpiece, this is a vampiric concept track. It's about an ageless lord who has cheated death for centuries by retreating into the shadow realm. It represents the dark, lonely cost of truly defying the natural cycle of life and death. I don't know how much that relates to the movie, but you never know. It's hard saying. I guess in a way I can't say too much because if not it'll spoil the movie. So I'm not going to get into all that. Um Number 9 is Broken Design in Flames. This track focuses on a sinister architecture of our lives. It's about the sudden realization that your life has been built on a foundation of black archery architecture. Yeah. And the existential horror of waking up to find out you're being crushed by it, which is really crazy. I Will Be Heard. I love this song. This is one of my favorites. Is by Hatebreed itself. This soundtrack is a pure survival. Jamie Justa's lyrics are a call to arms for anyone who has been told their time is up. It's about the sheer willpower of the human spirit to remain present and loud against all odds, which definitely sounds like the thing. Hello, how's it going? Welcome back. How are you doing? It's awesome for the likes, awesome for the love. Appreciate it. Um, if you weren't here before, it's about the one movie that good luck, don't die, have fun. Good luck, have fun, don't die. That's the name of the movie. I finally remember. Good luck. No. Yeah. Have fun. Good luck. Don't die. All right. Now you got it. Now I got it. So I don't forget. So you know now. So if you see the beginning, I really screwed that up. Let's see here. Let's see here. I Will Be Heard. Hybris Dividia. Divina or Calcum is the name of the band. 2026 it's called War Starter. I'm not sure what that means. The track exalts those who disturb the natural order. It's about the hubris of thinking you can control a god or destiny and the violent carnage that ensues when the worshiper turns the tables on the worshipped. That is pretty deep sounding. I'll make sure I spell that for you just to make sure. It's Hybrisdivina for the song, and orichalcum is, yeah, you can probably figure that one out. Art of Dying from Gojira, a 10-minute journey. Oh, that's number 6. A 10-minute journey into the transition of life to death. It's about the breath, the intense focus required to let go of the ego in context of our theme. It's about mastering that everything that haunts us. So, you know what? I think that is somewhat relatable to the movie because there's a certain spot in the movie that it kind of relates to that a little bit. So, once you see the movie, you'll understand, I think. It's one of the spots where you think one thing and it's not quite what it seems, I think. But I guessed something totally right on it, and I said, that's what's going to happen. And sure enough, I was right. It was really cool. Anyway, number 5, Wait and Believe from Slipknot. This captures the claustrophobia of a premotivation. It's about being trapped in a dreamlike state of violence, watching yourself bleed out while trying to wake up. It's adrenaline of a survivor trapped in a loop. Wow, I didn't even think about that, but yeah, that kind of, yeah, I just love the song. I love the lyrics, but I didn't make that connection to it. So it's kind of one of those things that's kind of eye opener for me. Labyrinth Fate X. This one I definitely cannot pronounce because I'm not sure. I think it's from another country. It's EXX, and it has U, and it has like a little little TP tent, looks like a house or whatever type roof on top. L, and it says a progressive doom epic from 2026. It describes the fate of a labyrinth where every turn feels like a choice, but every path leads to the same center. The song is the struggle to find the glitch in the maze to get out alive, and that definitely is relatable to the movie very well at close to the end. I think, really, to be honest with you, it's rather interesting. Number 3 is Final Product. Nevermore is the band. World Dane's haunting lyrics about being the byproduct of a failing world. It's about realizing you are just a product on the assembly line towards the end of an intellectual rebellion needed to stop the belt. That's interesting. I like that. It's kind of cool. It kind of plays in there with that a little bit. Number 2 is Die by the Sword from Slayer. The ultimate warning. If you live your life by the rules of violence and the sword of destiny, that this is exactly how you will meet your end. It is about circular, inescapable nature of a violent design. Wow, that is really deep. Die by the Sword from Slayer. I don't know if you guys have heard that one. I don't know if I have. I've heard of Raining Blood and some of their more popular songs, the more well-known songs. This might be one of the deep cuts in one of the albums, so I'll have to check that out later on too. Now this one, I'm not sure if I'm going to say it right. I'll Ashland Paradise, Ashen, and of course Paradise. Federal Death Alliance is the actual name of the group, which is kind of interesting. I've never heard them before. This is one of my underground, not quite so well known bands, so you might want to check them out and follow them. The apex of 2026, Deathcore. Oh, Deathcore, cool. This track is about a paradise built in the ashes of those who've tried to defy the end. It's final brutal explosion of somebody who has finally broken the design, only to realize that they are standing in the wreckage of the world they once knew. Wow, that is deep. I think that is really deep because you don't realize it. Wow, it kind of reminds me of this of the movie. I think I'm not gonna get into all that. We'll see, you'll see. Don't forget. Good luck. Have fun. Don't die. Good luck. have fun, don't die. Pretty deep, not deep, but it's kind of interesting words. I ain't gonna say anything more than that about the wording of the movie. You'll find out. Anyway, so if you do get a chance, go watch the movie. It's really awesome, and I heard it's got some really great reviews out there, so you won't be disappointed. I really believe that. If I believe, I think so. I think you guys will too. It's one of the few movies that the ratings actually justify what it is, because sometimes the ratings people don't do some movies justice and vice versa. Yep. All right. Cool. Okay. Good. Good. Okay. I'm back. I'm going backwards. Just so you know, the tour dates are from the people on the list: Lamb of God, Into Oblivion Tour 2026, and major U.S. cities starting in March 13th, which is the one that I'm going to be seeing, supporting Orbiculture and Heretic. I think that's how you say their name. Ghosts, Skeleta World Tour, final North America League ends February 23rd in LA, which is not that far off. Worm is Necro Palace release shows, select US dates in Florida and New York promoting the new album. So they've got a new album out. It doesn't look like they got too many places that they're going. They're probably getting started. So if you're in New York or in Florida, please check them out, or at least check out their music and see if you like them or not before you go. And Arteman Martamoth, I think is how you say it. All Feathers Awaken, European Fall Tour is 2026 with Soilwork. Federal Death Alliance is the other one that we are talking about. Ashton Paradise Tour, February 2026. Club runs across the East Coast. So we're talking East Coast, like New York and all that. So they're going to be in smaller venues since they're a smaller band. So that would be kind of interesting to find and check them out. I might have to make sure I keep an eye on them on bands in town, because they sound like they might be really good, based on what I've read on this actual description of their song, and they are deathcore. So it'd be kind of one of those things I would like, and I think even maybe somebody that I know might like them, because I know they like Obituary and this death metal, but that doesn't necessarily mean they sound, kind of the same vibe and the same feel as other death metal bands. But you never know. You never know. So, so what do you guys think? Do you guys think that's an interesting band? You know what I mean? Sorry. Shoot. My foot was itching like crazy. But anyway, I think that's about it. Is there anybody have any suggestions, thoughts, whatever? Oh, by the way, I wore one of my old. This is my old one of my first shirts that I thought I was going to give to people, but never did. So, since you're here, if you're still watching at the end, leave me a comment, and maybe if you're one of the first people, maybe if I can find the other shirts, I will try to get you one. Maybe. I'm not going to guarantee anything for all the subscribers. That would be kind of cool, and maybe I would have to get of course an address or something, but like that. There's only like so many of them. I was going to give them to people at the concerts that I would go to, but it was kind of a pain to carry shirts around. But I might still do that. I think I had this one and then 5 others, and I think I gave one away to a friend. So I have 4 left. But I could still give it to somebody else I know. But who knows? If I still have some, I'll maybe I can do that for you. Who knows? Be awesome. It might take a little while to get the address and blah 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 and get it shipped out or whatever, if it is. But anyway, just let me know. And if you are a small band, like some of the ones we talked about tonight, like Federal Death Alliance, please let me know, because I want to help promote you and get you on the road to be going to bigger clubs, bigger venues, and more cities around the country and the world itself. Because right now, that group is only doing a few things on the East Coast. So there's not very many places they're going. So I'm assuming it's because they probably don't have the budget, probably. And if you do go to their show in the East Coast, don't forget Federal Death Alliance. If you're on the East Coast, look them up, see if they're playing in your local town, help support them, give them some money for their merch or whatever, or they might have a PayPal. Who knows? Some bands are doing that too. Let's say if you want to tip the band or whatever, they greatly appreciate it. It helps them continue what they're doing and what they love to do. And we all love hearing those bands, right? Especially ones that we like. So please do so. Please make sure that you support your small bands along with the big bands. I know the big bands charge on arm and a leg. The small bands are always grateful for whatever they get. I mean, I'm sure they are very grateful, especially after having repairs and stuff on their vehicle, like a couple of the bands that I saw with Raven Black with Owls and Aliens and Living Dead Girl had a lot of expenses, but she also had a Disney wedding too, which, like, okay, you didn't have money for that, but now you have money for a Disney wedding. But anyway, I think that was a while afterwards, so they might have made some money since then to have that. So who knows? And they were also feature an Octane living. I forgot, it was a Britney Spears song that she did a cover of. It's really cool. So check out Living Dead Girl and Owls and Aliens as well, because they are very smaller bands. And Raven Black is another one that's not super small but not super big. They're kind of in the middle there somewhere. They're kind of like above some and below others. So please do that for me, because Raven is very awesome. I absolutely enjoyed my time with her at the show in Denver. I got there a little early and she came up to me and gave me a hug. So I really appreciated that. That was so wonderful. And that meant the world to me. I mean, not too many rock stars will do that for you. And if I could get her to do an interview, I'm going to do it because I really want to. She's an amazing person all the way around, especially when I knew the words to her songs. And she goes, "You know almost every single word of the song, don't you?" It's like, "Yeah, I do." Because I was singing right along with her. It was awesome. And I was like close to the front, and it wasn't a lot of people, so it was the best show I think I've ever had out of any of them. Well, kinda. There's some that were about the same. Who knows? So, anyway, we'll see what happens with the Lamb of God show. I hope it's not packed, which it probably will be, and it'll probably be crazy. So hopefully it won't be too crazy, because I want to get a little video for you guys, possibly, but not too long. But yeah, if you've never heard them before, if you haven't, go check them out too. They're big. They're not super big. They're not like the big bands. But anyway, thanks for watching. Take care. Don't forget to headbang, like, and subscribe to the channel. You guys are great. Thanks for the support. You guys mean the world to me. Have a night and take care. Stay out of trouble. Bye. And watch lots of metal shows.